Welcome to Safari India's exclusive interview with Mr. Perkin Rocha, CEO and founder of ECKO Hotels and Resorts. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Joyita. Thank you so much.
Now, to start with our interview, the first question to you is, ECKO Hotels and Resort is making its debut in Uttarakhand. Could you walk us through the locations lined up and the timelines you have working for this opening?
So, Joyita, firstly, thank you so much for having me with you at Safari India. Of course, we're starting with Devbhoomi, Uttarakhand, and the whole idea was to look at all the religious destinations, and Devbhoomi, Uttarakhand could have not been better destinations to start with. So we're starting with Haridwar, which is a flagship hotel, which is right on the Ganges, which is, we have 25 rooms there, all rooms, almost 80% rooms overlooks the Ganges with a private cart. Our rooftop restaurant again overlook the Ganges. Our second hotel is in Rishikesh, which is roughly around 40 rooms with around 2 banquets, huge banqueting, which make and the reason we're getting a banquet in Rishikesh because it caters a lot of social functions and a lot of small corporate meetings there. And a third hotel is coming up in Tapovan, which is by the Ganges, and it's 70% rooms overlooks the Ganges. Upper deck and lower deck has 360-degree view of the mountains and the Ganges as well. So these are 3 hotels which are lined up to open up this May. We expect to go live with Haridwar and Tapovan basically between 2nd to 5th of May and Rishikesh by 10th of May.
And in the near future, which all places you plan to open and under what brand segments these will fall?
As I said, these 3 destinations came to us basically because we thought of starting with Devbhoomi. And we thought that none of these 3 destinations were better to start off and to get the brand launched. And post that, of course, we look at covering the entire Uttarakhand market, specifically all religious destinations like Kedarnath, Badrinath, Kachidham, and of course hill stations such as Ranikhet, Mussoorie, even Harshil as well. You must have heard of Harshil. It's a lovely place. So we're looking at, and even Doradin as a capital, so we're looking at doing at least 12 to 15 hotels in a span of probably a year and a half. And of course, while we're doing this also, I'm not saying that we will not be doing hotels across, but again, we want to cover Uttarakhand specifically, across, and then move to other states like Punjab in northern India, and then towards down south.
Okay, and under what brands will these fall into, like upper luxury, medium, middle luxury, or budget?
So I'll give you, currently as we see the market moving, today we have travelers of all age group, depending upon the income group they come from. So we're creating niche hotel backgrounds. So that means we're creating something in a league of premium, mid-scale, and a light model basically.
And like you mentioned earlier, there are a lot in Rishikesh. There's a large banquet hall, and same is when it's in Tapovan, right? So how do you plan ancillary sources of revenue as well from other destinations, like you mentioned Jim Corbett and Vrindavan? That is. So do you plan on having ancillary revenue sources from that, as well as other hotels that you plan to?
Yeah, so as mentioned that weddings and social functions and MICE will be a key aspect of ancillary business which we are looking at. For example, Joyita, Haridwar hotel, which is roughly around 35 rooms. We do a lot of boutique luxury weddings there on the ghat, a private ghat. So what will be a better place to get married? Ganga touching your feet and you're flowing from the hotel. And you're taking, you're in that adobe, of course, you're getting married there along with your close family members. So in that hotel, if you see, we have got the only restaurant in the entire area, which is rooftop overlooking the Ganges to cater the needs of rural services. So I think, if somebody wants to do roughly a wedding around 70 to 80 people can stay with us comfortably, dine with us, move around the hotel. They want additional rooms, of course, we have hotels there, so we can help them arrange getting additional rooms in nearby hotels. But the wedding can take place. So wedding is a key segment we're looking at. Similarly, Rishikesh is where, as I mentioned to you, roughly around 3.5, 4,000 square feet of two banquets we have on the first floor, on the ground floor, on the first floor. Again, the reason we are looking at is that Rishikesh does not have such huge banquets, by the way, number one. Number two, it will firstly capable of local demands, local needs. For example, today somebody in Rishikesh wants to get married. They're either looking to come to Roorkee or comes towards Delhi or towards Dehradun or other states where they have decent size of banqueting. But while I understand, while we make this restaurant, while we open this hotel in next 10 days time, so it will cater to the needs of local social function. When I say social function, it could be anniversaries, birthdays, engagement, weddings, and receptions as well.
And how do you plan to have these? What are the financials of the project that is being there? How do you plan to fund it? And do you have any stakeholders or external partnership funding the route to fuel this growth?
So as mentioned to you, Yota, most of my life's assignment when I was home and understanding that what was my next. See, sometime in life, after 25, 26 years spending in the industry, I want to take a small sabbatical. And this sabbatical came at the right time during Diwali, number one. And while I was meeting and talking to friends, acquaintances, my early owners who know me well, most of them said, look at doing something of your own. And so I wanted to get the right partner, investment partner who could trust me on my vision, on my abilities. And then I met Shri Rohit Kumarji. I know Shri Rohit Kumarji for almost now 10 years now. He comes from the erstwhile family of Haridwar state in Darbhanga, from the royal family. By qualification, he's a civil engineer. He's other businesses into, of course, infrastructure and real estate construction. And while I met him, basically, so he really wanted to look at hotels as his extended part of the business. And when I spoke to him about this idea, so he was, and so this is very, as I said, we would look at raising certain more funds in future. Of course, keeping in mind the expansion, the investment expansion and technology.
And how do you plan to see the profitability, and how do you plan is it on lease base, or it's on MG, or it's a joint venture, the hotels that you plan, that you have, undertaken or plan to do it in the near future?
Currently, if you see, all these hotels are on fixed lease each month, number one. Our lease tenure is anywhere between 9 plus 5 years. That means extendable to 14 years, long-term leases. Going forward, whole idea, we are looking at certain more minimum guarantee and rev share projects in coming months, but those projects are slightly bigger.
And sir, you have so much of experience in hospitality. What's the X factor that ECKO is bringing?
See, firstly, as I said, we want to be responsible to our stakeholders who believe in us, who have invested with us. Secondly, we want to ensure that the 125 people working with us, we're responsible to give them a livelihood. But I personally feel that's not 125 people. If one has 4 members in the family, which is 2 children and wife, so you multiply 125. So we are responsible to ensure that their house runs. So we want to ensure that we pay their salaries on time. We take up their medical expenses. We do something great to ensure that they have a right balance when it comes to a working atmosphere, working environment. Thirdly, our owners, which have believed, and I say when I believe, to give a new brand a chance to give the property to us on lease. So we want to ensure that the owners we select are very simple, and this is what, and we, as I mentioned to you last time also, we would be very choosy. When I say, let me rephrase myself, we want to be choosy in getting a right partner so that they understand us well and we understand them well, and so our relationship goes and matches very well. For example, I was sitting with Haridwar owner 2 days back. The kind of work we are doing there, they're so happy that it's very early to say, but they said, our second hotel is yours. So it may come, it may not come, but that moment of truth was so nice when I heard from them. And they come from a very strong infrastructure background. The connect they have the entire that area, so that word of mouth is spread automatically. So they're so happy, right? So as I said, we want to be simple. We want to be impactful when it comes coming back and giving back to society. And this is exactly we want to do. See, nothing will be taken by me or by my stakeholders. So whatever I want to do, and that has been my vision across that. We as a company want to survive on expansion by earning revenues and good profitability, but we want to share also with the society so that we give them back as well. So in that form.
Thank you so much, sir, for interacting with us and sharing our views about ECKO Hotels and its properties, and how do you plan to move forward. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for having me, and it's a real pleasure talking to you. And we look forward to interact very soon again. Thank you.
Stay tuned for more such enriching conversation with Safari India. Thank you.